welcome back to my channel. Thank y'all so much for tapping back in to see what I have to say. I promise y'all, it truly does mean the world to me. But with that being said, what are we talking about? We're talking about Quant Network in this one, you guys. Quant Network has truly cemented themselves into the infrastructure of countries, literally payment rails. I'm not joking, you guys. I'm not joking. So in this video today, we're talking about a company called Nexi, okay? And if you don't know who Nexi Group is a payment infrastructure company for over 1,000 banks and payment institutions across Europe. Their market cap is 6.2 billion euro per year, which is even more than if it was in dollars because the euro has more weight. Understand, truly, these partnerships that Quant have cultivated over this last 5-6 years globally, no one in Web3 can touch. No one in Web3 can even come close. And I know people would say, well, Ripple. Yeah, I get it. I do. But nobody's doing what Quant has done because they have cemented themselves into global standards, ISO, TC 307. Like, this is insane. Internet protocols, secure asset transfer protocol that you have multiple countries and companies and corporations adopting, have publicly said they're adopting secure asset transfer protocol, which means you are publicly adopting and attaching yourself to Overledger. You guys, this is crazy. But anyway, so in this first video, we're just going to go over the establishment of Quant and Nexi Group's partnership. I mean, you can go to the Quant website and you can see that it is listed as a partner on their website, but you can also just Google it. And if you Google Nexi Group and Quant Network, it will tell you that Nexi Group is using Overledger, Quant Network's interoperable software as a service. This is what Google tells you. Like, I'm not even joking with you. So understand truly when this gentleman that I have coming on later in this video from Nexi is talking about instant payments and interoperability and the payment structure and the payment, they're talking about utilizing Overledger and QNT indirectly because there's nothing flowing through Overledger without utilizing QNT. Understand truly what's being laid out right in front of our faces, you guys. But here we go. That first video comes from my boy Maximus Crypto. Bro, you rock. I appreciate you.
Breaking. Nexi Group partners with Overledger Online, a technology manufacturer holding a significant share of the Italian cash register market. As Nexi's digital payment solutions will enrich Overledger's cash systems and accelerate the spread of electronic payments. Comes straight from Reuters. As Italy's Nexi signs a digital payments deal with EIM's Overledger. This was back on December 27th, just a few days ago, right? Straight from Milan, Italy. Nexi and Telecom, Italy's Overledger have teamed up to provide advanced electronic payment solutions to businesses, the company said on Tuesday. Under the accord, Nexi's payment systems will be built into Overledger's cash registers, they said in a joint statement, with the companies also planning to develop and sell integrated tax and payment solutions for retailers. Now, why does this matter? It matters because the Quant connection states Nexi was already processing, listen to this, 76% of Italy's in-store mobile transactions. That's nothing to bat an eye at. And this partnership further solidifies their nationwide dominance. These transactions will ultimately use Quant as assets. Yeah, Quant as assets, and currencies migrate to digital systems and require what? Interoperability. How do we know that? Well, posted back on the 23rd, for instance, shout out to Greg Lunt with the killer coverage. He pointed out that the European Union's #1 paytech, which was Nexi Group, processed 76% of in-store mobile transactions for all of Italy in the first half of 2022. Yeah, jaw-dropping moment. Over time, Quant is positioned to capture this transaction volume as Nexi's distributed ledger technology interoperability provider. Back on October 18th, 2022, it was reported that Nexi recorded a 185% increase in store smartphone transactions in Italy. On top of that, in the first half of 2022, the Paytech processed 76%, like we mentioned, all in-store mobile transactions in Italy just a few days ago. There's no reason to anticipate Nexi's growth slowing down anytime soon. This is one of the main key takeaways I want you guys to see. The company's onslaught of European payment systems in 2022 was nothing short of legendary. Did you know that in the past 6 months, Nexi Group has partnered with and acquired or launched major point of sale systems in Italy, Germany, Denmark, Ireland, Croatia, and even Greece? A truly dominant force in the European Union Paytech. No wonder Microsoft and ECB have jumped on board. Guess what? Like we mentioned before, Nexi uses Quant. And those are some big players that are part of this. You see the particular articles. Nexi, the Italian payments giant, buys Germany's Orderbird for 140 to 150 million to expand SMB strategy. This happened back on May 12th of 2022. By the way, that's my birthday. You see the particular articles. You see the particular pictures. Nexi to buy PBZ's card merchant acquiring business in Croatia for 180 million euros. That happened back in what? June 17th. Like it mentions, a truly dominant force in EU Paytech. Really, really impressive. There's a little bit more in regards to this. RatePay, part of Nexi Group, enters payment partnership with PayPal. I use PayPal all the time. This happened back in March. You draw an outline, for instance, of why this is so significant. Again, that mass adoption.
Now, as you can see, Quant and Nexi has had a partnership, and Nexi has been utilizing Overledger for a few years now. So truly understand now that things like SEPA is getting ready to go live, which is your single euro payments area. That's what SEPA stands for, which means they're bringing all 27 countries that utilize the euro under one financial umbrella. Single euro payments area. That's what that means. That is what SEPA is. And that's right in conjunction with ISO 222, the go live in November. That's right in conjunction with them now talking about digital processes, them not talking about having mandates for instant payments to be up and running. He even, in this video, he even mentions the ISO standard that goes live this November. Understand that this is all a methodic plan, and you have a partner and a player in a company, a true Web3, like the Bank of England, sorry, not the Bank of England, what UK.gov called Overledger, the world's first truly interoperable blockchain platform for enterprise. Like, then that's a slightly bit of a paraphrase, but not really. Go and watch that video. Understand that you now have mandates that are getting ready to go live. We have one in July the 14th. And you guys, listen, if absolutely nothing happens on July 14th, don't let that shake you, because the foundation has already been laid. And July 14th and November 22nd is two totally different days, because that's the actual mandate. That's the actual, maybe July 14th, everybody just be ready to hit that go button, but not really necessarily switched over. Just don't let that day shake you, okay? Because that's a mandate for them to be up and ready, not them actually having to use it. But so just don't let, if nothing happens, just ride the process, because this ISO standard and mandate is coming 2025, November 22nd, 2025. We got a few months. No matter how these countries play this thing out, they have a mandate. What you go do? Not adhere to the mandate and then no longer be able to do global commerce? Absolutely not. That's why we're finna get this stablecoin stuff in the house. And we finna get this market structure coming out of the Senate as well. That's because they have to do this. It is a It is a part of the design. I'll tell you all the time, we are now seeing the public actions of their private facing decisions that have already been made, you guys. But anyway, we're going to hop deeper into Nexi, right? So EBADAY 2025, Gilbert was there as well. He was on a panel and he talked about Project Agora because the panel talked about Project Agora. But understand this, there was a gentleman from Nexi Group there. He did an interview with Finextra. I just want y'all to hear the things that's coming out of this man's mouth in regards to Nexi, in regards to instant payments, in regards to SEPA, in regards to what they provide for their European customers, which are over 1,000 banks and financial institutions. And understand when they do this switch, they're tapping into who? Quant Network, their partner for interoperability. Follow me on this, y'all. Here we go. This first video coming from Finex, and I'll be right back.
Welcome to EBADAY 2025 in Paris. Joining me now in the TV studio away from the very busy event behind us is Andrea Pennacchia, Head of Banking and PA Solutions for Nexi Group.
Hi Anna, nice to be with you here.
It's great to have you in the studio, Andrea. Good to see you again. And great to have you away from EBADAY to talk to us about the rapidly changing payments market, which is at the heart of a lot of discussions over the course of the event. Could you bring us up to date and tell us what you're seeing in the market? And we'll start there.
Yes, the market is changing quite rapidly. We can see anyway, even speaking here in EBADAY, there are some key drivers of this change. First of all, technological change, of course. But I would say especially customer expectation. Customer expectation towards a more and more seamless experience in their payment processes. And finally, of course, new rules like instant payment rules, for example, on PSD evolution. And all these key factors drive towards real-time processing in payments. This is a big change. I have to say that instant payment, for example, is probably one of the most disruptive changes in recent years in our payment arena.
Thank you for bringing us up to date, Andrea. And of course, instant payments is a significant development as well. Where are we up to with instant payments and how can we manage this radical change?
Well, first of all, we have to say that instant payment, as we said, is a big change, but it happens through a roadmap. In 2025, it's taking place for Euro banks, and in 2027, it will take place for non-Euro ones. So it's a process. We have to say that with these new rules, every bank will be obliged and will be mandatory to receive and send instant payment, but this is not the most difficult part. The most difficult part is to activate real-time controls. Fraud prevention mechanisms are very, very important in a real-time processing phase. It's a big change for the industry because payment infrastructure and application were built decade after decade with stratified approach, and they were not born for real-time processing. So it's a big change. It's a big change that comes not only on the operating model, but even on the business and pricing model. If I can summarize in a nutshell, for the end user, we need to arrive to the same level of trust, confidence, ease of use that now the final user has with other instruments, like credit cards, for example. But this is a big challenge. This is a big challenge for the market.
Well, you've done a very good job of highlighting both the opportunities, but with those often come the challenges.
Now, y'all heard everything coming out of his mouth in regards to truly the upgrade of the economy. You know, instant payments, SEPA, like truly see there's a vision. There is a roadmap. He's going to talk about the roadmap in a second, actually. But there's a roadmap. 2020, like I keep telling y'all in these videos, 2025 is the year of infrastructure. If you're not seeing what you want to see, just know that infrastructure has to be built on top of before you can see that beautiful house or that beautiful building or that mansion to actually come into fruition. You have to have infrastructure first. And right now they are building infrastructure for economies to be built on top of their distributed ledger technology. their sectors, their banking, their commodities, their securities, everything you could possibly think of is being pulled on chain, like the Treasury Secretary says, like the Comptroller of Currency says, like the CFTC chair says, like the SEC chair says, like all these people that sit over subsections of our economy here in America. It's saying things like pulled on chain. The DTCC, I got a video coming out about that. Understand what's truly happening right in front of our faces, you guys. And you have somebody like a Quant network that is providing critical infrastructure for countries' payment systems. What? And y'all are crying over $100? I like, yes, do I, you know, I toy, you know, I fight back and forth about this thing, y'all, because I want the price to skyrocket, like for real, because I want to just, you know, of course it's Quant, you know, but at the same token, it's like, yo, but I'm not done accumulating. Don't do it too fast on me, please. Just let me stack my bag just a little bit more. But I want it to skyrocket. You understand? I almost feel a little bipolar in that sense, because you want it so bad, but you want this opportunity to accumulate. Because I promise y'all, listen, 2025, 2026 is probably retail's last real accumulation period for QNT, because once these services actually get up and running and we go out of proof of concepts, we go out of testing, we go out of beta, and we go into live markets with 24-hour day, 365 trillions of dollars a day moving through distributed ledger technologies. And you have Overledger that has captured a huge portion of that because it has become cemented with things like programmable payments. And when you talk about these standards that they have put themselves in with secure asset transfer protocol, where they've literally become just the fabric of what it is. Like, you have to truly see, just like right now, when if you have a Visa card, if a Visa on the front of that card, when you swipe, every time you swipe, Visa gets a piece of that. Every single time you swipe it, every single time you tap it, Visa gets a piece of that. No matter how big or how small your purchase or your transaction was, Visa gets a piece of that, because you are paying them for their transactional capabilities. Now understand what Overledger and the rest of the distributed ledger technology sector is getting ready to do for the world, because you have global conglomerates, central banks, multinational corporations attaching themselves to certain individuals, like a Hedera, like a Ripple, indirectly XRP, like a XLM, and a XDC, and a DAG. Come on, y'all, think about DAG. Like, I won't even go too deep into DAG, but I can tie Quant directly to the U.S. military. Like, I won't even go into all that right now, but just understand, this time in history, take the time to actually take it in, and let's not be so quick to be like, you know, Wind Moon. I get it. Like, everybody's financials is tight right now. I get it. I promise you. God knows I do. But this accumulation period, I don't think we will ever see it again as far as retail is concerned, because this next move will completely price us out. But here we go. More from that video with the gentleman from Nexi Group. Listen to the words he's saying, y'all. This is a group that literally powers 1,000 banks. Like, that's just crazy to say. But anyway, and I'll be right back.
And now I'm interested also for you to bring us up to date with SEPA. Where are we with that? And also, how is your payments hub benefiting the customer?
Yes, it's important to say that the increase in volumes, the increase in adoption is reality now. It's reality. We can say that we are experiencing on our clients, for example, an increase of 80% year on year of the number and volumes of instant payments. So it's reality now. And we think that this increase will continue because, as I said before, there is a roadmap. And so there are some important events that will come, like the verification of pay mandates, the outgoing mandates that we will have at the end of this year, But think even about the adoption of non-Euro countries and payment institutions that is expected in 2027. So it's a long process, but we can see that the trend in increase of volumes adoption will continue definitely. The second point, I think, is that customer experience still needs some improvements. We did a lot, of course, but we need more. If we think at different markets like China, for example, we have some user experience related with QR code, for example, connected with the bank account. And from this point of view, there are some regulations anyway in Europe that are taking place in this moment that can help very much from this point. For example, the proxy lookup or the request to pay, for example. Request to pay together with instant payment are very synergic and could create very interesting and easy use case for clients. As Nexi, we are a specialist in all kinds of payments. We are a European leader from this point of view, and we are global because we have a scale that enables low cost and access to very specialized teams. But at the same time, we are very entrenched in local markets. This is important because we know that payments are still fragmented. So with our bank payment tab, the Nexi bank payment tab, we stand next to our clients, side by side to them, helping them to face with this change in the market. And the bank payment tab is very flexible. This is important to optimize the investment that banks did. So it's able to manage all the payment rails from SEPA to cross-border and throughout the entire process of payment, from the order management to the processing connected with the core system of the bank and to the gateway. So it's important even to say, and I think this is very unique for our proposition, is that we are able to provide this kind of systems with a software as a service approach. The software as a service approach, especially for Tier 2 and Tier 3 banks, is very valuable because give access to lower cost, specialized skills, embedded compliance and security. So we are very proud to be in the market. We want to contribute as much as possible to the evolution of the market. At the same time, we work a lot and we want to work next to our clients and next to the community to give the best solution to face with the changes that we see are regarding our payment market now.
Ideas don't wait. They flow. From a prototype to a product, a sketch to a skyline, and from a single order to a global marketplace. But money hasn't caught up. It stalls, stops, and waits for instruction. However, with QuantFlow, your money moves like your ideas, seamlessly and intuitively. Powered by PayScript, our dynamic open language, your financial workflows become intelligent, automated, and instant. Programmable money that works for you, all of you. So you can focus on what's next. Your money, your rules. QuantFlow, the money engine.
Now y'all just heard everything he had to say, even about the roadmap, even the timeline 2027. It goes directly with everything that I'm telling y'all. 2026 is going to be the year of wholesale digital currency. That's going to be your literally tokenized from things like Project Agora and Project Mbridge and Project Hamilton, Project Helvetia. You've had all of these cross-border digitizations of money that's been happening over the past few years, leading up to things like an Agora, where now it's not 1 or 2 or 3, but it's 7. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say, I got a video coming out about another one, and I want to say it ties HBAR and then maybe it ties Quant into it as well. But anyway, I won't even go on that right now. But understand that is the wholesale aspects of CBDCs, and their roadmap is 2026, which is lining up perfectly with global regulation that's happening right now around the world as far as stable coins and market structure. Okay, follow me on this, okay, you guys. Then Their roadmap is the focus of retail 2027-2028 that lines up directly with the bank, the ECB's push for the retail CBDC to truly be a reality inside people's possession at that point in time. If you look at certain other places around the world, they have that same projection. You even Quant had throughout a 2028 projection of CBDC, and because these things are happening, and this is a part of their roadmap. The G7, the G20, the World Economic Forum, the BRICS nations meeting. This is a part of their roadmap for us, you guys. Like this is no hyperbole. This is why you have a Nexi doing what it's doing, because it has to be in alignment with the roadmap. Because with that roadmap is attached standards, and with the standards, now we see regulation. Regulation. Now you can actually start processing your business and do business with distributed ledger technology people in your economy, especially now here in America. As soon as we have 4 things, they literally have a video coming out too, because they have something called Crypto Week coming out of the House, and they're trying to pass like it's either 3 or 4 different crypto bills that week, which is the week of July 14th. These things are truly happening right now in real time. This is stuff that would have never happened 4 years ago. It was unheard of 8 years ago. And 16 years ago, when all this stuff first began, as far as Bitcoin, all this stuff, it was non-existent. And now you have literally arguably the seat of power in the world having something called Crypto Week coming out of the House, because they are trying to pass massive crypto regulation and legislation that week. We're talking the Stablecoin Act, which is called Stable Act. We're talking the Clarity Act, which is the Market Structure Act. And they have a anti-CBDC Surveillance Act that they're also trying to get passed in that week, the week of the 14th. Y'all, this is really happening globally. And you have a player like a Nexi and a Quant. You have players that Quant Network is like, y'all have to remember, like, there's nothing else like it. Nate, tell me, please, like, fact check me. Tell me any other project that y'all know of that have the connections, the interworking connections in governments, central banks, multinational corporations, standard organizing bodies, and internet protocol standard organizing bodies. Name me one. Tell me one, okay? And then I'll start talking about Quant. But until then, I'm gonna talk, because this information is worth knowing, and for it to even be public knowledge, for this even to be a part of what we can even attain is incredible. Because just a few decades ago, this would have not even been thought of, because these decisions would have been made, kept private, and only a small subsection of the economy could have actually flourished from knowing about that information. And so that we're now moving into the age of technology, the age of the digital age. And a part of that comes something called democratization. And now we're getting ready to the point to where you will be able to literally invest inside someone else's tokenized home. And although you might be 18 or 19 years old, you now are considered a homeowner because you own a tokenized asset that says that you are a homeowner. Like, people don't understand the world that we're truly getting ready to go into, and they truly don't understand what tokenization is. And this is already a slightly long video, so I won't go too deep into it, but to know what the next level of economies is getting ready to be, and to understand that you are holding a piece of critical infrastructure and holding QNT, and to see that $100 today, and when I say things like 100,000, per QNT, I wholeheartedly mean that, and that's just the beginning. Until the next time, y'all already know, I truly appreciate y'all. If y'all made it all the way through this whole rant, now this is a rant today, and I'm sorry, y'all. Type in Nexi Group, because the cultivation of that partnership that Quant and Nexi has, and the partnerships that Nexi has with the over 1,000 banks and payment institutions will one day reflect in the price of whatever infrastructure they are using to facilitate their digital processes and services. Until the next time, I truly appreciate y'all. Peace out.